Welcome everyone. Hope you all are doing fine. Now, let us start. The first novel we have. The Warden of the Witches is a story about a prison guard who is transported to another world where dangerous witches are gathered. He aims to make the prison a model institution, but must deal with constant escapes and challenges. The story explores the different creatures in the world and the daily struggles of the warden. On to the next novel, we have Ace of the Dragon Division is a story about the Dragon Division, a mysterious and powerful organization in China. The protagonist is an inconspicuous soldier who is actually the most difficult to deal with, the Dragon King. His appearance causes existential crises and he can even catch flies with chopsticks. The story is described as humorous. The reviewer gave it a 66 rating. On to the next novel, we have The First Order is a new story set in a post-apocalyptic world where society has crumbled and humans live in walled strongholds. The protagonist, Ren Xiaoshu, has gained supernatural powers and must navigate a ruthless and distrustful society to survive. The story explores themes of good versus evil and the highest order of weapon that humanity has. The reviewer gives it a rating of 84. On to the next novel, we have A woman forgives her abusive husband, who had turned his life around and became a better person before his death in The Devil's Sleeping Beauty. The story includes themes of redemption and second chances. The rating for the story was 66. On to the next novel, we have The story is about a character named Fang Yun who becomes a snake and must earn 10 million reputation points or die. He goes on various adventures, including encountering a python while streaming in the mountains, investigating a suspected water monster in Lake Logar, and discovering a massive black shadow following a luxurious cruise ship on the sea. The rating for the story is 82. On to the next novel, we have The title is Master Hunter K, and the rating is 86. The story involves people being teleported to fight battles or face annihilation, and K is sent back in time. On to the next novel, we have Returning from the Immortal World is about Tang Shu, who returns to Earth with his soul after spending 10,000 years in the Immortal World. He discovers that only a year has passed on Earth and must protect his loved ones while seeking revenge against those who betrayed him. On to the next novel, we have Joy of Life is a story about a man who is dying from an incurable disease but is reborn as a 2-month-old baby during an assassination attempt. He is born as the illegitimate son of a noble and inherits political secrets and his mother's legacy. To survive in this new world, he needs strength, money, and political power. The title of the story is Celebrating the Remaining Life. The reviewer rated it 76 out of 100. On to the next novel, we have The novel titled Epoch of Twilight follows Luo Yuan as he investigates a series of strange incidents that lead him to question the possibility of an apocalypse. The world has changed due to evolution, with humans now at the bottom of the food chain. Luo Yuan must decide whether to try and save humanity by racing to the top of the food chain or adhere to the law of the jungle. It is an age of survival of the fittest. The reviewer rated the book 64 out of 100. On to the next novel, we have When a Mage Revolts is about a man named Kube who falls asleep at work and wakes up in a different universe, in the kingdom of Helios. He is now young and weak and is faced with an all-powerful church that is fighting against a group of mages. Kube uses his wit and a cocky neural interface to fight for survival and something bigger than himself. My rating is 72. On to the next novel, we have The title of the book is World of Cultivation, and the rating is 70. The story follows a low-level cultivator named Zuo Mo who has no memory of his past except for a recurring nightmare. His dream is to earn money as a spiritual plant farmer, but a chance occurrence reveals that someone powerful had changed his features and erased his mind. Zuo Mo sets out on a journey of cultivation to find answers and discovers that the ghost of his past is coming, while the drums of war are beating. On to the next novel, we have The Crazy Villain Regains His Sanity is a story about Choi Jun-ho, a once ruthless villain who goes back in time to his unemployed state and decides to change his life for the better by facing challenges and obstacles along the way. The reviewer gives it a rating of 80. On to the next novel, we have The story, Hard Enough, follows Brock, an established gym leader in the world of Pokemon, who has already gone on a journey and faced challenges. The story takes place in an alternate Pokemon universe and has a more mature perspective, exploring Brock's life and family. The reviewer gave it a rating of 76. On to the next novel, we have. The title of the article is, I Am Stuck in a Beta Test for 1,000 Years. The protagonist, Char, has lived alone in a closed beta test for thousands of years and has experienced 177 data wipes. He has completed the online game using various methods, including charming all the NPC beauties and defeating all the bosses single-handedly. As the public beta begins, a player more terrifying than a boss emerges. The article is rated 56. On to the next novel, we have. The story is about Milo, a man living in a steel cave and maintaining the machinery that keeps his habitat livable. He is disabled and uses prosthetics to move in the narrow tunnels and air shafts. The story explores whether he will be able to become a hero and leave his underground world for the sunlight. There are also buried secrets and ancient mysteries waiting to be discovered, which may only be accessible by a tunnel rat like Milo. The reviewer gave it a rating of 68. On to the next novel, we have. The story is about a male high school student who belongs to a male-only club. A beautiful transfer student named Mia Kurusu joins the club, and all the guys in the club are charmed by her. The protagonist manages to get closer to her before anyone else, and they experience air at sea days together. The review gives the story a rating of 60. On to the next novel, we have. The title of the story is Show Off Once in Every World, and the reviewer gave it a rating of 60. The story is about a woman named Wen Ying who is considered the unlucky one, chosen by Lord God. No matter where she goes, she is never loved. She is an actress who displays a White Lotus image, but still faces criticism for being a sugar baby and seducing the king, amongst other things. However, she is confident that ultimately everyone will become her minister. On to the next novel, we have. The title of the story is Solo Max Level Newbie, and the rating is given as 68. The story follows the experience of Jinhyuk, a gaming YouTuber, who finds it difficult to make a living after the game he played loses popularity. However, when the game becomes a reality, he dominates it quickly due to his prior knowledge and skills. On to the next novel, we have. The story is about a man named Jay who is shocked to discover that he has been given the powerful and feared class of Necromancer in a magical world where people receive their class from a mana conduit. Knowing that he would be hunted down and killed, Jay decides to get stronger and build his necrotic powers so that he may one day become untouchable. The story follows Jay's struggles against all odds and misfortunes as he rises and tries to survive in a hostile world. On to the next novel, we have. A man named Min Jae-hyun gets his hands on a mythic item in a world where demonic creatures roam and only the strong survive. He reflects on past mistakes and wonders how the item can help him change his fate. On to the next novel, we have. After a woman named Yo-ju dies, she is reincarnated as a crow in an otome game she used to play. She is scared and unsure of her new reality until she finds the injured crown prince Carmiet and hopes he will care for and raise her. She helps him by bringing him food and finding healing herbs while evading orcs. The rating for the story is 64. On to the next novel, we have. Jujutsushi wa Yuusha ni Narenai is a story about 41 students who are summoned to a different world and given divine protection to survive in a dungeon. The protagonist, Momokawa Kotaro, who has no combat skills, is left behind by his classmates and must rely on his shaman vocation to survive. The story revolves around the students' attempts to capture the dungeon, their trust and love turning into killing and betrayal. It is described as a beautiful and gruesome battle royale. The reviewer gave it a rating of 56. On to the next novel, we have. The story is about a wicked woman who possesses the devil's daughter, the final monster the male lead has to kill, in a novel. She is kidnapped by Moss, who is into murder and kidnapping, and has to play the role of the original character. She meets a man named Keel who tells her to kill the devil's daughter later. As she progresses through the novel, she meets a man who becomes obsessed with her and offers to do whatever she wants. On to the next novel, we have Allure of the Night is a mature content story about Genevieve Barlow, who enters the House of Moriarty to find answers about her mother's disappearance. However, her plans get disrupted when she catches the attention of someone with cold eyes. The story portrays the mingling of creatures of the night in human society, where they prey on the weak and powerless. That's the end of this video. I will see you soon in the next video. Happy reading!